to Lionheart Dreamweaving. My name is Matthew, and today I have for you a general energy reading for the zodiac sign of Virgo. Quick disclaimer that if you felt drawn to watch this video, there may be a message for you here regardless what your primary zodiac signs are, because we all have a little bit, at least, of all of the zodiac sign energies within us. Okay, so yeah. Also, this is meant to be a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, if it resonates, then it's for you. Okay, so I'm going to start with this Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle to get like a general theme going, and then we will build a narrative from there. Oh, okay. That one flipped in the deck, so we'll take that one. Snake. Okay. This kind of reminds me, or I think this is in general talking about like Kundalini energy, right? Or that like because you see like the snake is like coiled up and it's like holding that flower of life thing, and I think it's talking about like the latent potential in all of us, right there, resting at the base of the spine. Yeah, I would like to read briefly from the book for you here about this, and then we'll pull some tarot cards, go freestyle. All right. Okay, so guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine. Yeah, that's what I said. In the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How could you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. Okay. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. And when out of balance, starts and stops many things. Yeah, okay. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. Okay. All right, so there's something here about tapping into that like Kundalini energy for you here, and potentially in a way like to stabilize it, okay? Because what that was the thing about it being out of balance is your connection to that power and inspiration and divine like life force may be like a bit start and stop, or like an inconsistent like flow there. Okay. Okay. Adventure. Interesting. I'm going to pull a few tarot cards and then we'll start to interpret them. Creativity. That's the Empress. Okay. I like the rainbow themes going on so far. Integration fell out. And let's move these up a little bit. Space for another row. I want to put one more there, but first I want to actually clarify these. Okay, so well, that's interesting because we were talking about the creative power that can come from like unlocking this, and then you got here the Empress and creativity here. Oh my God, look at the snake at the bottom of this integration card. I just saw that. Wow, it's the same snake. I get so excited when these little coincidences happen here. Look, it's the same, like the snake eating its tail. Okay, yeah, so there's something here about like bringing in the balance, the masculine and feminine forces within you. I think in the Kundalini terminology, it's called Ida and Pingala, right? And when you bring those into balance, it opens up the central channel. How do you say that?, excuse my pronunciation. Yeah, and then when the central channel is open, then it's like this sort of divine creativity could like really flow here. And it looks like here with the adventure card, that you're like just sort of taking your first steps into like a new adventure with this type of energy here. Like it might be like just your first like little foray into embodying your full power and potential here, which is or like unlocking your full power and potential here to be integrated and embodied. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some cards on this bottom row here from the vice versa tarot. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and what is this? Two of Wands? Yeah, Two of Wands. All right, so it's like the Two of Wands is like, yeah, maybe like having a certain amount of like plans and visions and things like that, like perhaps like 4 projects like that you want to do, but or something like this. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune saying like actually like it just wasn't the right timing before, or like now is maybe coming into the right timing, or it's been like a matter of divine alignment and timing, which is quite like outside of your control. So this is like the divine timing part for sure. Especially on this side. This is a double-sided deck, by the way. This card would be a bit more like the magician who has a bit of control and influence over the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fates here. But actually, this one is like there's all these mysterious gods and higher power forces and things sort of turning the wheel on your behalf, and you don't actually have a lot of agency in it. But it's all part of like a higher order plan for you, okay? Uh, yeah, especially with this two of Wands there. Okay, so clarify the adventure card. Oh, that's way too many. I'm gonna try that again. Clarify the adventure card. Well, the Three of Wands almost jumped out, but the Three of Wands would be like the next step from this one. Oh, okay. So Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Right. So that's sort of taking the lessons from previous failures or disappointments um, in a constructive way. Okay, like not for the sake of beating yourself up and being really judgmental and critical about yourself, of like things that have not necessarily like succeeded or borne fruit to the level that you desire. But like all of those previous things have kind of brought you to this point that you're at now, where you can um, like access a deeper, more profound level of your potential. Um, yeah, and you might not like the thing, like ironic thing about it is like you might not even be able to be at this point where this is possible now if you hadn't gone through a certain level of like failure experiences previously that you have gained valuable like learning opportunities from, right? Ironically, that's how it works sometimes. Even though it can feel a little bit like shit in the moment. If you see this guy here, he looks a little pessimistic about his crop there, but I think it's trying to encourage you to take heart, take a little bit of a more innocent point of view than a pessimistic one, or a little bit more innocent optimism. Um, yeah. or like just saying that, just like don't. I mean, yeah, like previous failures don't necessarily mean the same thing as gonna fail again. If you because now you're a different person going into it and all of that. So yeah, to just have a little bit of like willingness to look at things with fresh eyes as well is also going to help you go really far here. All right, creativity. Okay, we got 3. I guess I'll take 3. Ugh, it's hard to fit them all though. Well, I'll pile them up like this, I guess. The Knight of Cups, the Sun, and Page of Wands. Yeah. So that's like, it brings a lot of joy. It's something about like um, expressing the joy of your being, the joy of your heart, with the Knight of Cups being like an offering of love or an offering of the heart. The sun being just like joy, happiness, like positive energy, just like raw positive energy here. And then the Page of Wands being the sort of, well, it's a bit amateur in the realm of Wands energy. The page would be the lowest rank of the court cards. However, so it's slightly like amateur, but like it's like this child like going on the new adventure here, and it's like, yeah, it's like you have to start somewhere, of course. Um, and yeah, it's just stepping into like a new level of your creative expression here to like um, yeah, express what's the yeah, your the joy of your being here, sort of. And it's I don't know how better way to word that, combining the Sun and the Knight of Wands there. But yeah, there's like this like sort of divine feminine energy. This is the Empress up here, the creativity card. It's like, oh, this beautiful like raw creative like Shakti energy. This is like pure Shakti. This was talking about Shakti over here, the snake. Um, yeah. Okay. Clarify the integration card. All right. What's the advice for this viewer here? What's the advice for this? How to integrate these like strong Kundalini energies and the masculine and feminine sides of themselves here? Can I get some advice for this viewer here? Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Well, do the work without shortcuts. Daily practice. That's what the snake card said also, is like those spiritual practices can help to bring the energies into balance for you there. And bringing the masculine and feminine sides into balance is what opens the central channel to like unlock that full creative potential. So yeah, but there's no shortcuts with the Knight of Pentacles. It's really to say there's no shortcuts to just like step by step, like brick by brick, day by day, just doing the work. And you will like reach the destination. That's the one thing about the Knight of Pentacles. It's like the most reliable of all the knights about actually like getting where it's intending to go. However, it's also the most slow and arduous in one sense of the like that there is no shortcuts to just doing the work, so to speak. Yeah, I think at the beginning I wanted to pull one more, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I guess this would be like, what is the blockage for you? Because it came out like that. And these cards, these two in particular, I always feel like they relate particularly well because they both have a child on them. But there's this is like the, kind of like a healthy sort of like, innocent version of the child, and this is the sort of the wounded inner child kind of thing, because it's like they feel blocked from accessing this energy here. However, the trick of this card is, of course, the actual gate is not actually locked. The child only has to, the blockage is, in a sense, illusory, although it is very real and there, intangible in also another sense. However, he actually, if he were to take a step back and look at the situation a little bit, he would realize he actually can just take the lock off, untie the chains, and open the gate and step through into this adventure. So, yeah, so that's the blockage. It's just it's something of it's a belief issue or an inner child wound, right? So how can the viewer clear this blockage? What's the best? Is there any like advice for them how to work with this? How to get the right perspective on this? It can be also like several things. Like one thing comes to mind is like a rejection, fear of rejection wound, rejection sensitivity. Okay, well, Four of Swords. So that's just talking. Well, that's like the meditation card. That's the, like, resting and reflecting the card. That's like, yeah, mental rest and reflection and so maybe it's just that process of going and, you know, observing the mind, observing the thoughts, observing the belief systems, challenging them, in a compassionate way, right? And bit by bit, like rewriting over those things, I suppose. Yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to. Yeah. So I guess to like try and wrap this up or like summarize it or tie it all back up to the beginning again, that you are entering like a phase here. It's almost like from a timing. It's like just the right timing in your life for this to happen. So, where you can access your true, full human potential, spiritual potential, in a much more like direct way here, and bring that through. And it's like a really positive, bright, like creative energy. Um, However, it's still like there's like a process of like work and integration and things still to be done. Like you're just sort of starting on this like journey. It's like a level up. It's really like a level up. But then you still play the next level of the video game, whatever, right? Of life. So yeah. Mm. You're just like you're becoming like a more full version of yourself here, which is beautiful. Yeah. All right. I think that's all the messages I have for you here. So I'm going to wrap this up now. If this was interesting or helpful to you in some way, please click the like button. Feel free to comment down below because I always like reading your comments. If you're new to the channel and like to see more content sometime, then please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you. I love you. And that's all. I will see you some other time.